Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Found out I was right after we got married. Rant. Long one. TL, doctor, found out wife lied about things from before marriage involving people she got close to while we're together but acted on while we were apart. I, M, 24, met my wife, F, 24, when we were both 17, again. We had gone to school together since we were 5 to 13 but never really interacted before we met again at 17. We were friends for a while before we began to go out around 8 months later. This relationship was a first for both of us as neither had been with other people prior. Neither of us had even kissed another person until each other, and continued to be each other's first in terms of intimacy. We flowed and got on very well together and had similar tastes, interests, upbringings, ideals, etc. I'm an introverted, reserved guy and she's a bubbly extrovert who loves conversation. In the beginning I had insecurities with her talking to other guys and messaging them, etc. It's not something I understood given I didn't speak to people. This led to arguments, her hiding who she's talking to and me being paranoid, etc. My reactions to these things were to blow it out of proportion and be aggressive as I felt betrayed. I understand that in this situation I was wrong and was being possessive as I knew she liked to talk to people before we got into it. Anyways, we make it work and I work on those issues of insecurity while we were open and communicated about the issues and how we resolve them. Skip ahead nearly 7 years to make where things have been up and down since. We split and got back together a few times over the years, never for more than 2/3 months apart at a time. We spoke near the entirety of the time we weren't actively together, not even totaling 30 days no contact in the past nearly 7 years, regardless of relationship's status. Throughout this time I strongly felt she wasn't telling me everything about the past. This brings us to 2 weeks ago where we had an argument. It wasn't about a person but it led to her going out late at night and returning early in the morning. I didn't suspect her of actually going to see another guy but her lack of an answer made me suspicious. I saw a diary in the living room of hers that I got when we started going out. I picked it up and began to read through it. I don't defend this action. I know it was wrong and an invasion of privacy. I can't justify it. While reading I saw that after an argument we had and didn't speak for a day, she met with a guy I had issues with due to how she was talking to him and neglected to say she was taken and they kissed. She wrote she regretted it and then blocked him, etc. We proceeded to get back together a day or two later after she did this. This happened in 2017. Another thing I read is she sexted and exchanged nudes with a guy in early 2018 that she also got close to when we were together. This happened after we had been apart for 2/3 months but while we were still talking for the most part, saying she was not doing these things. The guy in question is someone she went to uni with. When we got back together she frequently brought him up as a uni friend and said how he had helped her. I was obviously unaware of their prior relationship. Since 2018 he's been frequently mentioned and I even recommend she speak to him for help at times. All of this on its own may not seem so bad but all throughout our relationship I was used to her lying. I frequently asked her if there were things I didn't know from our past, whether we were together or not, and all these years she looked into my eyes and said no. Even let me take her hand in marriage. Even on the day I call her to confront her after reading what I did, she hangs up on me and calls the guy she exchanged nudes with to ask if he had told me. She's continued to lie to me since I've learnt of this. So here I am. Not sure what to do. In one mind I feel like this was all years ago. What does it matter now when we can try fix it and move on, given how much she has done for me since and how integrated I am in her family? I love her, I really do. But, on the other hand, I can't live in a marriage wondering what my wife isn't telling me. Thinking how I've only been intimate with her and how she lied to me, looking into my eyes claiming the same. She betrayed our love and what made us special. Even if we were apart, I don't understand how she can be speaking to me saying she hopes we get back together while doing these things. Either way, I'm broken and lost. If you read this far, I can only thank you for your time, and if you skipped here, I don't blame you. If she slept with the other guy, just get a STD test and a divorce. Move on and fall in love with another woman that truly loves and respects you as a partner and a husband. Sorry, but she goes running to guys when things get tough. She is a serial liar, and likely things like this will happen in the future. You're young and don't have kids. I say move on. This is your first relationship, and is still your only one, where this is her 1 and like 10th relationship. She's done stuff with other people. Do you think you can stay with her for the next 50 years? Only her, whilst she's done stuff with other people, she's still in contact with them, and that is another red flag. The thing is, because she keeps lying to you in the present, it isn't in the past. If she can't be honest now, she won't be honest in the future. I'm a firm believer that we teach people how to treat us. You taught her it is okay to lie, because she wasn't found out, and now that you have, there are no consequences. Expect this type of behavior to continue and increase. My reactions to these things were to blow it out of proportion and be aggressive, as I felt betrayed. Because she was betraying you. You felt it in your gut, but your love and loyalty meant too much to you to actually trust it. Even on the day I call her to confront her after reading what I did, she hangs up on me and calls the guy she exchanged nudes with to ask if he had told me. This shows you where her priorities are. She's not concerned about the hurt she's inflicted, she's concerned about damage control. You can't truly even know the depths she went to hurt you. And adults don't kiss. They have sex. I know you don't want to believe the worst of her, but she is what you've discovered. People change, and more frequently bad than good. She's continued to lie to me since I've learnt of this. Because she is desperate to cover up the ugly she has inside before the eyes of the person who thought the sun shined out of her behind. That's not from love. It's not out of respect. It's out of self-preservation. She sees you possibly leaving, and instead of coming clean or trying to show you at least some decency in the face of the end, she's manipulating. She lied to me, looking into my eyes, claiming the same. She betrayed our love and what made us special. People love differently. For guys like us, we cling to our code, our morality. To people like her, it's what's a little fun going to hurt if no one knows. Her love is different. It's conditional and mercurial. She can't give you love like you gave her. Even if we were apart, I don't understand how she can be speaking to me saying she hopes we get back together while doing these things. I challenge that. I think you can understand. Selfishness. Hedonism. Wanting it all and the cherry on top. That's it. You want to believe it's bigger than that, but this isn't a 007 movie. She's just greedy. Either way, I'm broken and lost. Gonna tell you what I tell everyone. Most people find it easier to let someone hurt or betray them, than to cut them loose themselves. Self-inflicted pain of letting go of someone you love isn't harder or more painful than letting them stab you repeatedly in the heart. It's just fear that prevents us from doing what's best for us. It would be significantly less painful to cut her loose now than to find out a year from now she's having fun on the side, again. Remember, she chose to lie. She chose obfuscation and avoidance over being honest with the person who loved her most. She isn't worthy of that love. Unless she gets therapy and sits for a lie detector, not one, both, she will never be trustworthy. She's a flat-out cheater. She interacts with guys, you sense something is up, you argue, you take time apart, and she is immediately having sex with those guys. She didn't just kiss them. Then, she feels guilty, so you get back together. Notice the pattern? Each time she was emotionally cheating, then she physically cheated after you had a problem with the guys. Her hanging up on you and running to the other guy to see what he told you is a huge red flag. It shows how dishonest she is. You need to immediately sit her down and tell her that the relationship is over because of her cheating. This isn't a discussion. Kick her out of the house. You need to enforce consequences. Be honest with friends and family that you caught her cheating multiple times with different guys. I would tell her family so she can't paint you as the bad guy. The same with your friends. Now find an attorney and start the divorce process. At this point, you'll find out whether she truly wants a relationship or just wants to play the field. I personally would kick her to the curb, but that's me. She hasn't treated you well and is more interested in interacting with other guys. She is going to continue doing that. She isn't honest or loyal. Without those, it's impossible to have a relationship. She's a proven serial cheater and a liar. She's dishonest. These kinds of people very rarely change. Do you want to share your life with such a person? Well, you married a lying cheater. You have to decide if you can live with that. Now you know she's a lying cheater. Where do you think she went and what do you think she did 2 weeks ago? Lawyer up and jettison her from your life. Be thankful you don't have kids with the creature. She clearly doesn't want to be with you. You're just a backup plan. Notice how after she's had sex with the other guys and she comes back to you because they don't wanna talk to her anymore, so she knows you will take her back. Get a lawyer to move on. It led to her going out late at night and returning early in the morning. I didn't suspect her of actually going to see other guy, but her lack of an answer made me suspicious. Oof, what happened tonight? You were suspicious all of those times because your gut was screaming that she was up to no good. Trust your gut, brother, it was correct. Don't feel bad for snooping in her diary. If she wasn't a cheater and a liar, you wouldn't have to. The fact that she sent a guy nudes while married to you and still mentions the dude as an important part of her life is truly ducked. Sorry you're dealing with this, my friend. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.